for that.
Here's Iverson with the steal. Iverson kicking out to Page. Page has been quiet.
See, this is too much dribbling to get a basket.
Ja. Rebound controlled by Norville. Enes Norville trying to bounce it off of Page.
This play right now is got it going up to where Georgetown wants it, even though you got some sound guards in Padilla and Travieso. Love this play.
Travieso.
They love this play to get Carmelo coming off that side.
12 points for Carmelo Travieso. He's 4 of 9 from the three-point line, 52-36. UMass threatening to run away with it. Iverson knocked out of bounds. He'll stay down here. 14:56 left in the second half of play. Minutemen looking strong.
After driving through Botswana's never-ending supply of mud, we came upon the largest animal of the land, the African elephant. These massive creatures can plow over trees with the butt of their heads, and spectators best stand clear, for they can pick up objects weighing nearly 2 tons. The preceding has been brought to you by the powerful all-new Nissan Pathfinder, now with 20% more cargo room to help you haul big things around.
Oh, Bill, did I tell you what Patty said that Rachel heard about what Mark said about Patty? Well, Bill, are you listening? Anyway, Patty ran into Rachel, who had run into Mark at a party. So, according to Bill, are you listening to me or to the game?
5 ticks left on the clock. Missiles down by 1. Just a reminder, this game brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. Smith inbounds to Wakeman through the paint. Tomahawk jam. Yes!
Things are changing, like the way we call collect. Now, instead of 0, millions of people are dialing 1-800-COLLECT to save on collect calls. Millions of people saving millions of dollars. Hey, change is a good thing. Anytime, any phone, anywhere. 1-800-COLLECT. It's the way we call collect today.
I'm on fire. To get in Lewis Scott's way, you'd have to be a fool.
You're in Beantown now, baby! Beantown!
To kidnap him, you'd have to be crazy.
Y'all ready for this?
Now he's showing them
Don't make me hurt you now!
they picked the wrong man
Really good at this.
to double team Celtic Pride.
I might have to go to jail and become some bad man's boyfriend.
Rated PG-13. Starts April 19th.
World Cup skiing in Lillehammer. Alberto Tomba blazes on his boards, and college basketball's top players receive the Bruce Naismith Award. Sunday on CBS.
52-36 UMass, 14:56 to go in the second half. UMass 6 of 9 from the field. Georgetown 0 for 9.
Yeah, and the part of the reason they're 0 for 9, that play there, you couldn't see if the ball went off of Travieso's foot, but that was such great anticipation by Travieso to get over there and cut that area off of Allen Iverson. That's why UMass is in their position. Their offense has been okay, but their defense has been excellent.
Here's Iverson off the front of the rim, hustled down by Norville.
See, Iverson's trying to do this by himself. I know they depend on him to score, but he's really going back. That's why, as a sophomore, you can see he's got some things to learn. This one you can't force. This team is too good you're playing against.
Dana Dingle inside, and he draws a whistle.
You know, and I go back to Allen. I mean, and he's an outstanding player. And I think, you know, with some time, he will be. You see, he's got 17. The team has 19. What he's got to do, the 17 is good, but get somebody else in the game. And, you know, there's some people that need to step up. Victor Page is one that scores normally for them. He hadn't been much of a factor. Othello hadn't been much of a factor. But Othello's in a dependent position. He depends on Victor Page, Allen Iverson, and the balance of the team to get him the ball to make plays. Allen Iverson is one that can do that.
14-26. 53-36, UMass. Here's Damon Jackson.
Now you got to remember, UMass has been in this before. They have been in the Elite Eight before. They lost last year to Oklahoma State in New Jersey. So they have a bunch of players that know how to do this. But Georgetown does not. This is new to these guys.
Last 4 years, UMass, there's a record, losing to Oklahoma State last year and failing to advance to the Final Four. 14 minutes away right now from New Jersey. They lead at 53-38.
Played against Big Country at Oklahoma State, and Big Country was too big for them.
And a foul inside. Othello Harrington going up, and he is pushed from behind by Enos Norval. And Norval, a sophomore from Fayetteville, North Carolina, will head to the sidelines. Third team foul called against the Minutemen.
Calipari again doing a good job getting Enos Norval in just to give minutes so you can give a blow to Marcus Camby.
Iverson in the corner. He'll get it back from Harrington. Here's Iverson pulling it from the baseline. Too strong. Scramble for the ball, and a foul called against Iverson.
I thought he had the ball. Allen is trying to make plays. He goes after this one and get it. It looked to me as though he had the ball, but Tyrone Weeks is just so strong. He just threw him around, and the officials standing there felt that there was a foul to be called. But Weeks, again, we keep talking about the players. Marcus Camby has been good. The balance of this team, I think, has played great.
Third foul on Allen Iverson. Here's Tyrone Weeks. Take a dribble and try to find a guard.
See, the guards make themselves available. That's what those little plays don't go down in the stat book. But when a guard makes himself available when there's a guy that can't handle the ball, that's valuable.
And Damon Jackson to the basket again. So the freshman from Alexandria, Virginia, now with 4 points. And UMass on top 53-40. 13:09 to play. Here's Travieso. Pulling out, and he gets wiped out.
Got taken out on that one.
Bodies flying everywhere. Joseph Tuomu.
Georgetown trying to create some tempo there that they can get after. You see Joseph Tuomu makes a play after that one. Happens to be a bad play and a foul.
In for Georgetown, number 42, Jerome Williams. Number 3.
Carmelo Travieso really making Georgetown pay with his three-point shooting. 53-40. There's Dante Bryant inside, and it rattles in. If you read the papers here in Atlanta, many of the writers had Georgetown favored to win this ball game.
A lot of people I talked to had Georgetown favored. I'd like to come to these games and just let them be played out. You would think that Georgetown, because of the bodies they have, would just be too difficult to handle. But Marcus Camby just picked up his 4th foul going after that shot. But for Georgetown, you think the bodies would wear down UMass. They right now have gotten Marcus Camby his 4th foul. We need to watch this. 12:34 to go. 4th foul picked up by Marcus Camby. This is the point we've got to watch the game. This is what I said. You got to get it involved in the game. Well, fellow Harrington, he does. Marcus Camby, I think, makes a good block on that one. But he's got to understand those kind of plays he can't afford to make because his team depends on it.
So Othello Harrington headed to the free throw line. He's the best free throw shooter on the team at 74%. And if there is an Achilles heel for Coach Calipari's team, it's their depth. But all season long, especially over a 4-game stretch, UMass, they're accustomed to playing without the big fella.
So I think for teams to win championships, basically, if they get some adversity and get through it, it builds confidence. These are young people. They don't know what it's like whether they can get through a tough time till you put them through it. And they've gotten through the tough time having lost Marcus Camby for those 4 games, and they had some success with it. So they can play without Marcus Camby for more than short stretches.
Camby missed 4 games after collapsing prior to the St. Bonaventure game. He spent time in the UMass Medical Center as they ran tests, and it turned out to be just a situation in which he can't be fainted. He hadn't eaten all day prior to the ball game, and he passed out. Here's Iverson, quick to the hole. Had it tied up on the way up, and it goes off his knee.
Having a tough time getting any kind of break on a call, but he goes into traffic. Allen Iverson gets it. UMass does a good job. See, they all reach for the ball, didn't feel that was a foul, and so the officials don't make that, and without that call, it goes off Allen Iverson's leg.
Padilla, lob inside, Weeks got his man up in the air, and the easy bucket. These guys play really well together.
They know how to play. There are a lot of teams that have guys on the floor that don't have the understanding of, if you're inside, give a little ball fake. If there's traffic, find your point guard. This team knows how to do those little things.
So far, look at the front court scoring for UMass, outscoring Georgetown's 36-11.
That's a little bit because you got Allen Iverson. That skews that, because Allen Iverson's such a good offensive player, is that you take the front court out of Georgetown's team, but UMass has done a good job keeping it in here with Tyrone Weeks.
5 years ago, I started hauling cars for Saturn. Man, that was something. People want to know all about them.
What kind of car is that? The Saturn. Can I get it with a sunroof?
Can I get one with leather?
Yeah, you can get it with fog lamps. And just when I can explain everything about these cars, these are the dent-resistant doors. Saturn decides to change things and come out with new ones. Oh, well. Here we go again.
For years, I dreamed of seeing Venice with my boyfriend, Tom. I'd whisper about palazzos, gondolas. All he'd talk about is deadlines and business meetings. Finally, I went and booked 2 romantic weeks on the Grand Canal with my Visa Gold card. Tom was completely surprised.
Scusa, chi è questo Tom?
Visa Gold, purchase power to make dreams come true. It's everywhere you want to be.
Coaching college basketball, I'm always out there recruiting. And I need to be reachable anywhere or I'll lose the kids to another program. So I got my own AT&T 500 number that can reach me at virtually any phone. Nixon.
There's this kid you gotta see. Donald Austin in Brookville.
It's called AT&T True Connections. And what it means is that I'm never out of touch. Dixon. Oh, hi, Mrs. Austin. Now the kids can be sure to get to me before they make their decision. My own 500 number. Sure helps.
That's your true choice. AT&T.
Tomorrow, Doug and Ann Porter will watch their only daughter walk down the aisle. The McDades will embark on a retirement journey to Scotland. And the Sweeneys will pack the last in a series off to college. Tomorrow, the dreams of many will be realized, thanks to a simple broker philosophy.
We must never rest in our commitment to the individual.
For those of us at Dean Witter, like Dave Rieger.
Dave, are you still working?
We measure success one investor at a time.
It's time to get civilized.
You have a one-man show? Is there a part in it for me?
With America's Funniest Actress. Sybil after 60 Minutes, CBS Sunday.
Georgetown in trouble. They trail it 57-41 last night. The second #1 seed going down. First Purdue, now Connecticut, as they lost to Mississippi State. And Syracuse, however, keeping their season alive. And it's been tough on the Big East so far in the 90s. No appearances in the Final Four.
Well, they've got a tough go here. Georgetown playing this UMass team, and you know, Syracuse has got to come to play in order to give themselves a chance as well. But you know, the Syracuse game, I'm telling you, the play with John Wallace was an excellent play for a big man. To be able to take that the length of the court, he looked up and knew how much time was on the clock. I mean, it's good to see, you know, the young people when they play the game the way it's supposed to be played.
Here's Harrington, and he's fouled on the floor. Othello Harrington, when they get him the ball, Quinn, he's able to make some things happen. Maybe the ball doesn't go into the basket, but he's drawing fouls inside.
Well, more so now with Marcus Camby with 4 fouls, they can get some things done.
Here's Harrington again. They're going to go back to him. Turner with the left hand. And he got the soft one to go in.
Well, that's what the timeout gave John Thompson a chance to do, to tell his team, look, if we're going to play smart, we need to throw the ball inside. And because the other thing they have is Allen Iverson is out of the game, so Othello becomes their primary offensive weapon.
And we'll get a holding foul called against Victor Page as he hangs on to Dana Dingle.
You see, they get the ball into Othello. He gets to turn the way he likes to turn, where he can come with that little left hand. Just not enough height from Weeks to be able to stop that.
Marcus Camby back in the ball game, playing with 4 fouls.
All right, we got 10:39 to go here. This is where Georgetown, you'll find out if they understand how to play. You got to go after it.
Great pass to Camby.
Height. You don't get tired. If you're 7 feet tall, even when you're tired, you don't shrink.
That play, though, created by Carmelo Travieso as he beat his man off the dribble.
The guards are so good. Look, Travieso's been scoring. He sees Yaya Ja and Othello Harrington coming. Camby didn't even have to jump. The pass was right there where he needed to be, right where he could catch it, put it up, looking to complete the three-point play.
Totally different second half for Marcus Camby. He's 5 of 6 from the field in the second half. Was 3 of 10 from the field in the first half, and he'll quickly go out of the game.
Great. This was great. Offensively, was able to get him back in the game to get the points, the total to go back up, so you can absolutely get some control here. Good play, great coaching there with John Calipari.
60-43 UMass, and nobody thought that this game would end up like this, but right now, Othello Harrington showing the entire arsenal as he puts it on the floor and goes to the hole, picks up the foul.
You see, they cleared the whole left side out for him, so there's no help. And then coming over, Padilla gets called for the foul. Norville couldn't stop him.
Marcus Camby on the bench, picked up his 4th foul at 12:34 of the second half. So Othello Harrington starting to...
They're going to try to get Camby back in the game, because this is where a coach knows his player. John Calipari feels that offensively, there's little chance that Marcus Camby will get an offensive foul. He may get one trying to block a shot, but he doesn't feel that he'll get one trying to do something offensively, so he puts him back in with 4.
Harrington with 9 points now, 60-46.
They'll get trapped there. Georgetown will always trap you if you get in that position.
And a foul. That's Iverson trying to go for the steal. He picks up his 4th.
Well, that also allows Marcus Camby or John Calipari to make a decision. Does he want to keep Marcus Camby in the game or take him out? Allen Iverson is one of the steal leaders in the country. He can't help his instincts. He puts his hand in there and is not able to get it because Dana Dingle takes it fast, and that's where Allen Iverson, he's maturing in that regard and understanding, look, if you're going to go for that one, you better be darn sure you'll get it. Otherwise, Coach Thompson has to take him out of the game. He sits down, and now you look to go to Othello Harrington to get offense. You lose one of your offensive weapons.
So on the floor right now for Georgetown, Victor Page, Joseph Tuomu, Othello Harrington, Yaya Ja, and freshman Damon Jackson. So we have 3 freshmen on the floor for Georgetown, and for UMass, Edgar Padilla, Dana Dingle, Carmelo Travieso, Tyrone Weeks, and Dante Bright.
Now, at this stage of the game, John Calipari just told Edgar Padilla, look, we've got 3 timeouts and a 20. If there are any problems, and that's how he keeps in touch with his guards, and his guards will be able to make some good decisions given that kind of knowledge.
Lobbed inside to Harrington, no call on the play. Here's Padilla, guarded by Tuomu. Draws a double team, and a whistle and a foul.
Georgetown making substitutions, getting Jerome Williams in. Hopefully they can get a little more help, take Othello out, and Allen Iverson is coming back in.
So Joseph Tuomu picks up the foul. Allen Iverson coming in with 4 fouls. Had 17 points in the first half. And he still has 17. He's not scored in the second half, and we played over 10 minutes.
Saw Victor Page sit down. Victor Page is a guy you can normally count on to get some numbers. Hasn't been able to do anything offensively here. That puts a lot of pressure on the balance of the team. But you know what? That's a freshman. I mean, that's what you get out of them. There's some days they come big for you, but they're freshmen. This whole process can be a little much for them at times, and I think that's part of what Victor Page is dealing with this afternoon, in addition to some good defense by UMass.
Page had 17 points against Texas Tech. Here's Iverson. Travieso, what a job he's done sliding with Iverson this evening. He's trying to stay in front of the All-American. Iverson on the baseline.
The footwork by Padilla and Travieso is excellent.
And a steal. Knocked away from Jerome Williams. Squirts out to Edgar Padilla. 9:08 to play. 63-46. UMass trying to advance to the first Final Four in the school's history. Ahead, Iverson. Cutting to the basket. Loose ball picked up by Padilla, but he travels.
He was on the ground with the ball, and he got up off the ground with it. That's traveling. You're not allowed to do that. Allen Iverson pushes the ball up. He gets there, tries to draw a foul, and actually gets himself off balance there a little bit. And I say to you again, it looks as though he is trying to do too much, almost like he did his first year in school. He needs to bring it back a little bit. Understand, get it stopping and going. Your changing direction is your biggest advantage when you have the quickness of Allen Iverson.
And there he goes with the three-pointer. Iverson's got 20 points. First field goal of the second half. Now, earlier today, Rick Pitino and his Kentucky Wildcats just rolling over Wake Forest. 83-63. They'll face the winner. And can't say enough about Kentucky and what they've done in the tournament thus far after that scare in the first 8 minutes in the first round for the Wildcats.
That was about it. They played the game against at the SEC tournament in the final against Mississippi State, who had a very sound game in beating Connecticut. And since then, Kentucky seems to have been much more focused on what it was they were trying to get accomplished.
Georgetown
Kentucky
number 22
against San Jose State in the first round allowed San Jose State to play with them.
You know, but I don't know how much of that was not some of the residual from having gotten beat by Mississippi State. Just took them a while to settle, you know, get themselves together again, get righted. But I suspect everybody that's played them so far.
They haven't had a close game thus far. Beating Virginia Tech, Utah. And we go inside Georgetown, trying to hang tough. And they'll go to the free throw line for the three-point play.
You can't let anybody get in this position, not including Othello Harrington. Padilla tries to get there to help, and Weeks is just not strong enough or tall enough to keep Othello from getting to that left hand and getting it knocked down.
64-51. And Harrington now 3 of 6 from the free throw line, 11 points.
Doesn't help your cause at all when your best foul shooter, who's a 70% foul shooter, doesn't give you the 3 of 6.
Dante Bright gets it pinned on the backboard by Harrington. Here's Williams. Tried to needle inside to Boubacar Aw, and he can't handle the pass.
Because he was in between as to what pass it should be. It should have been a bounce pass, and he ended up throwing it as a chest pass, and that's why he threw it too hard.
So here's Edgar Padilla, guarded by Allen Iverson. Padilla doing a great job controlling the tempo offensively for UMass. Dante Bright on the hop inside. Tapped up. Here's Dingle, left hand, and he's fouled.
But what about the play with Bright? I mean, the presence of mind to tip that ball back to Dana Dingle. I mean, you said this guy we were talking about, this is a man. Dante Bright is a guy that comes with great strength. And I don't mean physical strength. You can just tell there's a toughness about him because he's been going to get tough rebounds, making tough, intelligent plays.
Played at Dunbar High School, was on the first team All-American squad as a senior in high school, playing with Keith Booth, who now plays for Maryland at Dunbar. Was recruited by John Thompson at Georgetown.